Hi guys, I'm Diane.
And I'm Guillermo.
And we are seeking paradise bugs. We finally found a rental home and signed a 1-year lease.
Yeah!
We've moved in and are getting settled and wanted to share our house hunting adventure with you. Stay tuned to the end of this video to see the house we chose, and we're going to share our personal experience about safety and home security in Mexico.
Out of 31 states in Mexico, we chose the state of Jalisco to start our search for paradise. Jalisco is a western state along the Pacific Ocean with 210 miles of coastline. 4 hours inland, we settle in Guadalajara, the capital of the state and the second largest city in Mexico, with a population of 8 million. Metro Guadalajara consists of 6 municipalities. The ones we consider were Guadalajara and Zapopan. The city is divided by colonias or neighborhoods, and we consider 6 that we like the best.
Starting with Ciudad del Sol in Zapopan, we loved that it's a clean and beautiful neighborhood with many homes being renovated. It's a quiet area with a few restaurants and local stores in walking distance. There are casinos and shopping around the busy Plaza del Sol. At the Ciudadela Mall, you will find a Super Walmart and Guillermo's favorite, Best Buy. Chapalita is the next area, and it's also in Zapopan. When we mentioned we were looking for a rental home, most people referred us to this area. It's a very pretty residential colonia with lots of upscale restaurants around Glorieta Chapalita. It's one of our favorite areas in the city with great entertainment. You can walk to restaurants and services, but they're not right outside your doorstep. Colonia Americana in Guadalajara is where we stayed in an Airbnb for our first month. We loved that you could walk right out the door and be near everything. There are many street vendors with great burgers, elote, copa de fruta, and there are bicycle rentals and bike paths right on the street. It is near Chapultepec Avenue, which is full of restaurants, bar and services, and a real hot spot in Guadalajara, especially for the younger crowd. Providencia, also in Guadalajara, has beautiful tree-lined walking areas and is within easy walking distance to lots of upscale restaurants, bars, boutiques, and services. It is an older colonia that is well taken care of and has beautiful high-rise condos going up for easy living. The bar scene and food are simply exceptional. As we approach further west of Guadalajara, La Cima is on the outskirts of Zapopan. It's definitely suburbia. There's a lot of new construction and most houses are detached in large cotos with pools, bike and walking paths, and playgrounds. It is close to the last subway stop of the new line opening in 2018, so it is appealing at a lower price range for new modern housing. However, you definitely have to have a car. Local markets are starting to open up, and it's not far from the most upscale mall and area of Andares. La Estancia in Zapopan had an urban feel to us, even though it's farther away from central Guadalajara. It's very close to a Costco, a Liverpool department store that's like Macy's, and a Mega Soriana grocery store, which would be super convenient. And it's also close to Chiwini's favorite, Parque Metropolitano. But in the end, La Estancia just wasn't the right feel for us.
Now that we learned about our favorite neighborhoods, we then had to decide on the type and style of home that suited our needs.
There are single-family homes, townhomes, attached and detached homes of all styles and colors. Gated subdivisions with security guards are called cotos. Some have pools, playgrounds, walking trails, and other amenities.
There are also high-rise and garden-style condos available, and some have pools, gyms, 24/7 security desks, and amazing views. Condo living was very tempting to us with a number of amenities, the great floor plans, the views, and the low maintenance. We just aren't ready for that style now with Che and our family.
Most rentals do not come with a refrigerator, washer, dryer, or air conditioning, so fully furnished Airbnbs are an option for short and long-term rentals. With a monthly discount, the ones we consider averaged about $40 to $45 a day.
Also, all of the homes and condos we looked at had parking spaces included. We had some specific requirements for our rental. We had to consider Che, and there were a few other things that were really important to us, so we made a list. Number one, we wanted to have at least 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms for family and friends to visit. Number two, we really wanted to stay within our budget of 10 pesos, which is about 500 to 1,000 US dollars. Number three, we wanted to have a small yard space for Che, nothing too big and difficult to maintain. Number four, we really wanted to be able to walk to local markets, to a restaurant or a coffee shop. And number five, we wanted to be within about 30 minutes of an international airport. Number six, of course, fast internet was a must for us. And number seven, last but not least, we want to be in a safe neighborhood, of course.
We use primarily Viva Anuncios and Inmuebles 24 online search sites to find rentals. We also did a lot of driving, walking the neighborhoods, calling on rent signs, and talking to our local friends. Since my Spanish is fluent, dealing with realtors and owners was a lot easier. In our experience, realtors responded promptly to calls and WhatsApp messages and would show us the home within 24 hours, if not the same day. If we liked the home and wanted to hold it, we would pay a refundable apartado fee of about 5,000 pesos to show some serious interest. Working with some owners directly, we found out that photos posted online did not resemble the actual condition of the homes. It is important to always see the property in person before any money exchange. If the house needed work, it was interesting to see their optimistic and aggressive timeframes when dealing with major repairs and updates. With our experience with home remodeling back in the US, we felt that the tasks were highly improbable, but we don't know for sure. We learned quickly to save time by asking realtors and owners to send us pictures and the home addresses via WhatsApp so we can drive by on our own and decide if we wanted to actually see the inside. We also found that a lot of the online sites did not update listings, and when we called the place, it had already been rented.
The rental process here in Mexico was quite interesting compared to the United States. We actually considered a couple of homes and learned several ways to work with their requirements.
The first home that we considered was in Providencia. It had a beautiful open layout, and with a lot of Mexican charm, we actually submitted a deposit, an application, and requested a copy of the lease to review it beforehand. The contract had many mistakes, which should have been our first flag. When we went to do the walkthrough, the gas and the water were not working, and we were told that there was a plumbing leak and a few other issues. The funny thing is that the realtor actually tried to get us to sign the lease before any repairs were done, and that the owner would repair after we signed.
No way.
We said that we would sign after the repairs were made, so we waited about a week and a half and nothing was being done. We decided to move on and requested our money back,
Which we received minus the background fee check.
We also considered another home being remodeled that our local friends here in Guadalajara referred us to. It wasn't going to be ready for a few weeks, so we ended up finding another home that it was fully furnished and move-in ready.
One of the Mexican lease requirements we came across that's a big problem for foreigners is a fiador. It's a local Mexican that will sign on your behalf as a guarantor.
Some landlords, though, do require this fiador to own property here in Mexico in order to be considered.
Yeah, and we offer to pay 3 to 6 months rent in advance for the landlord to waive the fiador, and most landlords accepted that with no problems.
Yeah.
We do not suggest offering more than 1 month's rent deposit, like some landlords and realtors advised us to do, as it's not typical to get your deposit back here in Mexico.
Do not pay in cash and always get a receipt. We use the TransferWise app to transfer money from our U.S. account in dollars to the landlord's Mexican account in pesos. We have a record of the transfer and they have lower fees than an international bank transfer.
Do not make any type of payment without seeing the property in person. We have heard of many scams from online listings and over the phone.
Most landlords request a deposit called an apartado when you are interested in renting. Make sure they remove the listing from the market or advise people if it's under negotiation if you pay one.
Review the lease carefully or have an attorney review it for you. It does not cost much in US dollars, and since leases are only considered legal if written in Spanish, it is a really good safeguard.
Complete a walkthrough before signing the lease and make sure all appliances and utilities are working properly. Take photos of everything to confirm condition and have both parties sign. Most repairs are the tenant's responsibility.
If you would like to make any modifications to the property, make sure it is agreed to in the lease and indicate if items will be removed or left at the end of the lease term, such as installing ceiling fans, an air conditioning system, light fixtures, landscaping, etc. You can also negotiate if the landlord will pay for any items or agree to pay half. If the landlord agrees to install something, we advise to make sure it is done before you sign the lease and move in.
Make sure that the home has some type of security system. If not, ask the landlord to install at least an electrified fence, since they're very typical in the city.
Negotiate the price. Everything is negotiable.
Do not make lowball offers that may be considered disrespectful.
If you can, talk to neighbors if they're outside. Ask about robberies, street flooding, internet providers, or whatever's important to you. Everyone is usually very receptive, polite, and honest. We found our house when we got lost and literally stumbled upon it and saw the Se Renta sign. We stopped and called the number, and to our luck, the house had just been placed on the market a couple days earlier and wasn't even listed online yet.
It's an attached single-family home in Jardines del Sol near Chapalita. It is completely remodeled and very modern with great water pressure, new plumbing pipes large enough to flush toilet paper. Yes, many homes and businesses have you throw toilet paper in the trash can because the pipes are not wide enough to support paper without clogging them. It has also an amazing outdoor kitchen, a gated driveway, rear yard for our dog, and small front garden, and it is furnished.
We told you we would share our personal experience with home security, and we love our new place, but we did get off to a rocky start and learned a few lessons the hard way. The landlord was gracious enough to give us the key a few days before our lease started so we could have ceiling fans installed and move in a few of our belongings. Unfortunately, the house we chose did not have any type of security system in place.
There was no bars on the windows, no bars on the doors, no sensors, no alarms, or electrified fence. Apparently someone was watching us going in and out of the house, moving items inside, and leaving every day back to the Airbnb. So the night before our official move-in date, the house was broken into.
Yeah, luckily we hadn't moved in too many of our things yet. They stole clothes, shoes, and some electronics of ours, and they took 3 of the owner's wall-mounted TVs. And in hindsight, we realized we should not have been moving items in when the house remained vacant at night. Also, we should have asked the landlord to install a security system, as all homes have them here for a reason. Like any big city, you should not be the easiest house to break into on the block, and you should not be obvious about having property in a home that's vacant.
We feel lucky that we are safe and that no one got hurt. Our landlord acted immediately by installing sensors and an electrified fence and a loud-ass alarm.
Really loud.
We also installed our own, sensors, webcams, and we introduced ourselves to all the neighbors so we can be part of a neighborhood watch type of thing with using a WhatsApp group chat. And as a matter of fact, one of our neighbors asked us if we wanted to go in it together to install the street cameras, which we did, and now we have eyes on the entire street on all directions. We haven't had any issues since then, and we feel actually very safe now.
We're really enjoying our neighborhood and all the home services available right at our door here in Guadalajara. Propinas, or tips, are encouraged for all services and range between 10 to 50 pesos, which is equivalent to about 50 cents to $2.50. We enjoy our walks with Che, shopping daily at the local mercaditos a block away for fresh food, having coffee at the corner cafe, our local barbecue restaurant, and more.
In conclusion, the entire process was about 2 months to find our new rental home and move in. We learned a lot about the rental process in a country that is new to us and are very happy and feel like part of the community now.
Thank God I speak Spanish.
We are settled now and ready to begin our travels, continuing to seek paradise in Mexico and abroad. Or will we find that Guadalajara is the ultimate paradise?